Hi everyone. Good evening. So we are here live on Mental Strength Professional as well as our YouTube channel, Dr. Paras. Good evening, everyone. Namaste. This is Ekta. I just want to check if I'm audible. So I also have Dr. Paras with me here. Let me just take him live.
Hi, everybody. Namaste. Good evening.
Paras, you are here live. So let's wait for another 30 seconds and see if everyone can hear us right now.
Sure.
Okay, I can see that. Okay, have you put yourself on mute? I can't hear you, Paras.
Yes, I was just talking to my other and stuff or people
Sure,
who well that
sure,
way.
sure. Hi, Pooja. Good evening. It's lovely to see you every week when we go live. Thank you. Fantastic. Thanks for giving that confirmation that we are audible. Paras, Pooja has said hi to you.
Hi, Pooja. Good evening. I'm so happy you are here.
Let me just go ahead and start with something that I would want to convey. So first of all, good evening, everyone. I welcome you all another session by Mental Strength Professional. So I'm Ekta. I am director of Dr. Paras Wellness as well as a mental strength professional. So before I address further, I want to take a moment here and I want to express my sadness, for whatever sufferings that's happening around. Um, you know, uh, I saw some videos on WhatsApp today about the floods in Mumbai, and it was very, very unsettling for me. And at the same time, some news that I saw yesterday about Beirut. It was definitely very, very unsettling, very painful to see the disaster and the situation that is around. 2020 has already been very alarming and it has hit us badly. And so let's pray to Almighty. We need a peaceful, healthier, and we need brighter days ahead. So let's pray more because we need peace. Hi, Shalaka. Thanks for that, Paris. Hi, Shalaka. Good evening. So yes, let's go to today's agenda. I would like to begin by first telling who are we and what do we do. So we at Mental Strength Professional, we are a team of coaches. We are counselors, Reiki healers, hypnotherapists, NLP practitioners, mindfulness practitioners who aim to build mental toughness in people. So each week, one of our team members come alive here for a quick knowledge share session. And post every session, there is more information shared by our team um, through blogs, through tips in video format. So we've been doing this since July 2020, and so far we have had four successful sessions, and this is our fifth session. So we have received a lot of suggestions. We have received a lot of recommendations from people about various topics. So yes, August is a very promising month where we have a wide range of topics for all of you. And yes, Dr. Paras today is here to address a very sensitive and a very interesting topic about parenting 101. This is definitely one of the recommendations that we have received. We've received multiple recommendations on this particular topic, so we chose to pick this one. Paras, before I go ahead and take this ahead, would you like to say a hi to everyone? Would you like to say something?
Hi, all. I'm so very happy to connect today again. We had a wonderful time last month. And yes, thanks, Ekta, for addressing the floods in Mumbai, the Beirut blast, as well as a suicide that took place. So there's so many things going on, and I'm sure all our prayers are helping. Prayers work wonders addressing that.
Sure. Paras, we also have Nandan Pathak who has said hi. Good evening.
Hey, hi Nandan, and I also have your Patil and Samir and Pallavi saying hello to me on another Insta. So hello to everybody. Thank you for joining in.
Great.
Hope everybody is fine and safe.
Shilaka, I said hi to you too.
Hey Shalaka, hello.
All right, so let's move to our today's discussion. This week we have Dr. Paris. So he is the founder of Inner Universe Education Foundation, as well as he's the founder of Dr. Paris Wellness. I know he doesn't need an introduction, but I'm still going to do that. He is a life leadership coach and a mindfulness practitioner. And he aims to inspire, empower, and transform people locally and globally with his coaching, mentoring, and teaching. Let me also share, he carries a profound experience of 16 years in the space of corporate consulting as well as mental health. So today's topic is Parenting 101, where he aims at sharing some insights on building a conducive environment for both parents and children. So in case if you have any questions, you can write it down in the comment section and we would definitely address that in the due course of the session. So I'm not going to waste a single minute. Paris, over to you. I guess Paris, the Insta and this is going simultaneously because of this, the sound is not clear.
Okay, so
That is happening, yeah.
is it clear now?
Yeah, it is much better now.
Well, thank you. Thank you so much, Ekta, once again for the lovely introduction. And
So I am going, sorry to interrupt you, Paris. I'm just going to go offline and you can take it over.
sure, once again, thank you. So, namaste everybody and good evening and a warm welcome to this amazing topic that I have for all of you this evening is Parenting 101. And this topic is very close to my heart because I've been doing a lot of work in this space with different parents and kids and children at different levels. So it's helpful for me to share some of my insights and my learnings from what I could gather with my limited awareness that I have about my life and my world around me. So this week I'm here to address towards parenting. One of the reasons is that lockdown and the pandemic has increased stress levels for family who are almost stepping onto each other's toes at the moment. And I'm sure you can resonate with that. Raising children, particularly during the pandemic, has created a set of problems for parents while grappling with professional work. And I'm sure you're all struggling somewhere to manage your home duties and office deadlines, phone calls, to ensure healthy meals and raise your children to be good human. So first of all, let's give a round of applause to all the parents out here who are watching, observing, and witnessing your own journey so far with me. So thank you so much. And also curious to check with everybody is anyone out there who is dealing with certain issues who are struggling currently? Do you feel you're struggling to raise your children? Do you feel a communication gap? Please do write today, right away, comments section below. I'm happy to address it during or maybe towards the end of the session, depending upon the time that we have together. Hi, Vaishnavi. Okay, so I've been constantly committed in raising mental health awareness in people over the last 16 long years. And I'm holding this session to share many valuable things with parents. Based on all the queries that we received in mental strength professional team, I'm taking you through 8 valuable points. Now, there are many pointers, in fact, so we just were able to filter just the top 8. We could do it for today's session with the timelines that we have. So these are major problems faced by parents, and you can also learn to navigate through them. So let us know if you have any new ones to add. Please do put it up in the comment section. Ekta is right there to come in and support me and partner with me in giving me some more questions to ponder and share my thoughts as well. So the first problem or the first thing that I would like to bring in out of the 8 is parenting children who have a wide range gap or a wide age gap. Now, these days, if you see, the situations differ from the early days or the earlier days in my time, where there were 2 to 3 years of gap differences was fine with siblings and was considered to be normal. But today, there are wider age gaps for different reasons. Therefore, parents may often face challenges while trying to maintain their energy levels and adapting to the needs of both children who are completely of different requirements. One child may be a toddler, okay, and the other one may be preparing for the board exams. This is quite problematic, isn't it? Also remember to, in order if you want to really think about it in a form of a problem solving, some of the tips that I would love to share is, can we build more tremendous patience in self as parents? That comes with parenting, doesn't it? We all have so much of patience within us. Help the elder sibling to develop understanding and deeper patience. This is necessary as having a sibling who is much younger and is yet to develop the language or cognitive skills may pose a problem for the older one. The elder child should never be made to feel like a responsible parent. Remember that, because you need to display the same level of patience for your child to evaluate. So be the person you wish your children to look up to and stay inspired. For example, the elder child may want to throw a party, but the younger one may be scared because of the noise and the kind of people together in the room. So work with the older child to help them understand what's appropriate and lay down family contracts. And that's a very interesting term that I use, a family contract, because that helps to bind a lot of calmness and comfortness in kids and children and have a better life and communication. So this also implants some rules, some do's and don'ts that helps everybody to survive together. However, I'm not encouraging mollycoddling with the younger ones. Be fair with your rules. Siblings, squabbles will be a part of our life journey. And plan your activities better so to receive ample attention and give equal attention to both of them. So moving on to the next point that I would like to share is talking to your children about physical changes in the body. Well, this is an awkward phase for children, but you needn't need to be feeling awkward about it. As parents, you need to widen your own horizon first. Expand your frame of reference to be able to take the decision ahead, the discussions ahead. By the time your children reach 8 years, they are already aware of their physical changes as well as their emotional changes. And you know, media may define body types, what is good or what is bad, or what creates a wrong impression on the younger's mind. For example, parents need to emphasize that everybody and every body type is beautiful. Discuss with your daughter and son about their body parts. Be relaxed firstly. So maybe some of the questions that come to me is, ask them what they know and how much knowledge do they have. Share the true facts when needed and avoid correcting them. Use a more friendly approach and avoid forcing them to share information or giving some sort of command to them. Don't invade into their spaces. For example, speak about menstruation cycle to your children. Remind that every girl child goes through physical changes at different times. Use the right names for the body parts and avoid addressing it as something shameful. You can say it's normal to get pubic hair around 11 years, but some may get it a little later, and it's okay. While girls may worry about acne or boys may not understand their voice change all at in certain age, and they could also experience some hair growing on their facial place and on their face, and it's pretty scary for them. But opening the conversation will help them resolve questions and answers all their queries. So a boy may worry that, why don't I have hair growth on my face while my friends have it? A girl may worry about I haven't got my periods yet, but she did get hers. Ensure that you show you're available to talk, be there for your children, and you will see the connection getting deeper and building trust and intimacy with your children. So on this note, I have some questions for all of you. Have you been approached by your child with such questions around their physical changes? If yes, please do mention how did you manage, what did you do, how did you communicate on the comment section today. Did you as a child ask these questions to the right sources? Please do share me your thoughts. Ekta, I would like to bring you here now in this room and want to check, do you have any questions so far?
Now let me have a look, Paris. But before that, Paris, I would like to say, just address at a crucial point about early childhood conditioning.
Mm.
How one looks, being comfortable with one's body type. It does play a vital role, in developing self-esteem right from childhood. So thanks for that. Let me just see if there are any questions. Well, I don't see that, but I say, Nikhil and Arun say good evening.
That's wonderful. So thank you, Arun. And let's move to the point number 3 that I want to bring into all of you is addressing the curiosity and inquisitiveness in children. You may wonder that when I was a child, I was so curious about so many things in life. I'm sure everybody resonates to that, being a child. Now it's your turn to look at when your children are curious and inquisitive about things. How do you want to address it? And the tricky part is to address curiosity of a growing child is children are growing up. They witness things around them and tend to form opinions when ideas are enforced upon them. Most importantly, children are exposed to information related to sex in different formats, like online as well as different media platforms. What does this mean for you? You need to open the topic first to discuss it as they approach the puberty age and develop high level of curiosity about their body, their needs, and their sexual urges. Let's take an example here. Parents need to discuss the menstruation cycle with boys as well as girls a little before they turn 12. Although children may receive education in school, it's important to address it a little early as children tend to feel a bit insecure about these changes. And parents today play a very, very vital role. Parents may even need to discuss the process of sexual intercourse in brief, safety methods, and sexually transmitted diseases, and the process of birth in a very simple manner using a calm and composed style. As much as girl needs to learn about periods, a boy must know about erections and ejaculations. Kids are being exposed to crude jokes, and information they receive may often be from the unreliable sources. So it's important you talk about ejaculations, for example, and explain how normal this process is. Remember, the moment you name it, you tame it in the brain. So you may need to talk, you may need to take a break, and you need to break things down in a much simpler way. You don't need to complicate it. But the idea is to show you're open to communicate. And they can approach you, they can connect to you anytime, rather than relying on certain unknown sources. There should be a time when they begin dating earlier on and being equipped with the right knowledge with respect to all genders, as well as consent in dating is very, very important. So moving on to the 4th point that I want to bring into all of you is educating kids about family values. I think this is something very important today because values are something which defines us, and where knowingly, unknowingly, we demonstrate that in our lifespan. So we all have different culture, and we are coming from different culture, merging to different cultures. And we have so many different set of values that we have within us. So I'm very curious to check which part of the world are you from. Please write it in the comment section. I would like to learn and learn more about your culture and values as well. Why are family values important? These are values that we will learn and carry forward with them in life. They are like somebody, a companion with us that never goes away. Values such as being honest, empathetic, love, responsibility, and more will shape you into being a wonderful human being and a greater adult. For example, one of the family values I would like to share is a family may be consciously coexisting with nature and will nurture values of being responsible towards the planet. So when you install these family values, remember, you need to practice them first too. So children always imitate parents, and if you find your child annoying, maybe it's a high time for you to reflect back. How are you demonstrating things around? For example, someone may scream at you in a queue and you may respond back politely. You can say to your kid, see, I could have responded in the same way, but I just decided to be calm and think before responding. So I'm going to pause here for some time and see if there is something coming up for me in this comment sections.
Sure, but we have Amita Karve who has joined in and she's said very good session.
Hmm.
All right. So, before that, Paris, I'm a little curious here. You address something very crucial, that is bringing family values in parenting. So, I have a quick question here. What can be a good idea in understanding family values, or rather, how factor is very important here? How can parents share family values with their children? What is your take on this?
Hmm. Maybe it's a quite simple for me what I could look at. Maybe both the parents can sit together and make a list of family values, like maybe one of the Sundays. Now, all the time you're at home, so maybe one of the days you can really sit together and check it out. What are the family values of both the parents, and decide how they would like to share it with their children, in what way.
Sure, thanks. All right, Paris, so let's quickly move on to that session.
Yes. So the fifth thing that I want to bring in out here is to be observant of your own relationships. I think it's very, very important. How are we coming across to our people around? So if you're a parent, how are you coming across to your kids, to your children? It's time to relook at your own relationships. Children are like sponge. They absorb everything. They're very observant. And even the minute and negative behaviors you're displaying as a couple, it's being just swallowed without chewing. Families need to be aware of their own relationships to inculcate right values. So I have some questions for all of you, maybe that can help you to reflect on. Maybe ask yourself sometime, if are you demonstrating the right image about yourself to your kids, to your children? Maybe a question like, do I respect my partner genuinely and show the same amount of care and love in front of my family? Or do we behave in space for each other? Do we disagree amicably? How do I project a loving relationship before my child? Or do I provide a loving and supporting background to raise strong children? I'm sure these questions will help you to answer and find some more thoughts and reflections relationship. The next one that I would want to bring it to you is the sixth point is acknowledge your child's presence. And I think that's one of the most important and very, very critical element that I want to highlight. We all are born to earn stroke, that is acknowledgement. And it's very important to address this because I've been working with so many leaders at different age groups. A major issue that I sense, I see in their work, in their life progress is having less of attention has a direct on feeling I'm not good enough. A lot of parents often discount their children, particularly when they're growing up. You must be sensitive to a growing up child's development by constantly driving messages that dictate. You may often raise a child who is meek, lacks self-confidence and self-esteem about his own capabilities. Why is it so important? Trust of the child. Give them the task to help them understand their own strengths. Don't underestimate them, especially in front of family members or in parties or gathering. Don't treat them that, hey, you're a little child. No, treat them like adults. When I work with different children, different age groups of children from 14 and 15, and I tell them, hey, I would like you to call me by my first name, and I'm happy with that because you are as equal an adult to me. Many things changes. Show that trust to gain trust. So make a move from just giving point of view. So I call the process as from a process of part. So the seventh point that I would like out to you is avoid making major decisions based on your preferences. A lot of you may have been unfulfilled dreams. Maybe you want to become a doctor, or you wanted to become a pilot or something, some better profession, and you couldn't. And these dreams are those where you tend to put that on your children. You tend to tell them that, okay, through your eyes, I want to see my dreams. Stop, force that. Making your expectations a real. So to make their own. Hi. You need to put the Spotify on. Hi, Ekta, do I continue from here? I can't hear you, Ekta.
Can you hear me now? So we're going live, huh? Can you hear
Yeah.
me?
Yes, yes.
So let me see if you're live. Due to network issue, I believe.
Yeah.
I just want to check if anyone is there and can hear us. I'm very sorry for the interruption. Okay, so Paris, I believe we lost the network issue somewhere around the 6th point. So if you would like to go ahead and talk about it, over to you.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you once again. And sorry, guys, due to network issues, we were not able to connect. We got disconnected. So point number six that I wanted to bring in the room was to acknowledge your child's presence. And I think that's one of the most important and very foundational thing when it comes to the child's presence, because many times I've seen parents saying that, oh, he's a little child, what he would understand, or maybe they just discount it by saying, okay, he's just a little kiddo. But children, I have really worked with leaders of different age groups in my practice, and I realized that if they do not get enough acknowledgement in their early childhood, it has a direct impact in their performance, in their identity as a leader. So I think this is very foundational and very, very critical when it comes to acknowledging a child's presence. A lot of parents often discount their children, particularly when they're growing up. You must be sensitive towards a growing up child's development. By constantly driving messages that dictate, you may often end up making the child feeling miserable or feeling lack of self-confidence and self-esteem. So it is very important to ponder, how are you communicating with your child or your children? Trust the intelligence of the child. Give them tasks to help them understand their own strengths. Don't underestimate them, especially and do not embarrass them, especially in front of family members or relatives or parties and gatherings, because it has a deep impact in their further grown up stage. Show trust to gain trust. So it's a high time we make a move from telling to sharing. We move to partnering with your kids, with your children. So move from commanding to moving to being partner. So the next point that I want to bring into all of you is avoid making major decisions based on your preferences. Hey, I was wanted to become a medical doctor. I could not, but my son will. But my son doesn't want that, maybe, but I never ask. Or my daughter needs to be a collector, but I never ask whether she wants to be. So a lot of you may have unfulfilled dreams. These dreams were those you thought were very, very interesting for you. You had a feeling that, hey, I want to have that dream, but it was unfulfilled. So what ends up doing is you tend to see the same dream from your child's eye. And many may think that my little baby will grow up and will become a ballet dancer or will become a doctor or become a pilot. Stop there right now. Just stop your thoughts. Making your expectations a reality through your child is about creating intense pressure on their lives. I have worked with so many children who operated from a space of confusions and in a very cool stage of their lives. Some of them could be very basic, could be choosing a dress to go to a party, to selecting a career, or selecting a life partner, or doing a business, because it is so much inculcated that I need to be a good boy or good girl, that impacts them to decide what do they want to become in their life. So I think it's very important for parents to give them that space, let them evolve what is important for them to be, to create their own identity as a person. And we all are given a space of freedom of choice. Let us allow the children to exercise that. And the last point that I want to bring it to all of you is be open to different sexual orientation of your children. A lot of children grew up being confused. It's very critical I'm speaking because our culture also is evolving. So it's important to evolve these thoughts to move to the next level, like you're using an Android or Apple phone and the application is updating. So how comfortable are you updating those beliefs that are limiting you with a fixed mindset or a fixed frame of reference? It is very important for parents to expand their frame of reference, to understand their kids, to understand the changes in them. Kids who are labeled or children who are labeled with different orientation are susceptible to a lot of harassment and bullying in schools and colleges. It impacts their self-confidence, self-esteem, and makes them feel miserable. So what is very important here is your support, your unconditional positive regards to your kids, by being with them, by being open to have these discussions, and feeling okay about what the child is experiencing. Maybe the child is just in the exploration state. But when you blanket it by saying that good and bad, maybe it creates a lot of frustration and confusion in children. So parenting indeed is an enjoyable journey wherein you are growing with every stage of your life. And I also say that parenting is an ongoing journey. It's like not there is no retirement, because children need their parents at different age of their life, at different ways they require it. And sometimes you may need guidance, and that's okay. Remember, if you have any questions, you're stuck anywhere, you can always contact me or my team of mental strength professionals who are all waiting to support you. We make this task a little easy for you. At the same time, I wish to thank all of those family members who really believed in us, trusted us to iron out the creases of their family and relationships. So Ekta, let me check with you first. Do we have any questions from the audience that I need to be aware about?
Can you hear me, Paris?
Yes, I can.
Yes, I have a question. But before that, I would say, the last point that you spoke about, about sexual orientation, it's a very sensitive and crucial one for all of us. We need to have a profound acceptance towards children, for how one is, or what one wants in his or her, his or her fundamental right. And
Absolutely.
we need to respect their space. Period. I would not say much more about it. That is a very crucial one. So thanks for sharing that. So let me move on quickly to a question which was shared by Arjun. Give me a second. So his question is that in today's world, children have access to internet and social media, which is open to everyone. So how do we control? How do we control that? And we can't be behind them all the time. So it's like there's this internet, and like you mentioned, a lot of things are available openly. So how can parents be mindful about it, because they can't be behind them all the time? So what would you like to tell them?
Yeah. So first of all, thank you so much for asking this question. And like what I said earlier as well, that children look up to their parents. Their parents are like God to them, because in their growing age, they are very close to their parents. So somewhere it is very important for parents to educate their children. Like I had one of my clients who said that my child was watching a serial on Netflix, and some scene came in. He says that, "Oh, I'm getting some sort of erection, mom. I do not know what does that mean." And the word was not erection. So the point that I wanted to build in is it's high time to educate your kids, to talk to them, okay? And talk to them personally and professionally in a way that supports them to understand the changes that's growing in them. So there are different sources that children may get aware about it in a different way, because it's perception at the end of the day. How do they perceive it? But when they perceive it from the right sources, maybe going to either talking by, family, I think is one of the most important. Parents, I look at it as important people. And also, if you would like to connect to a mental strength professional, to have that dialogues, to communicate the growing changes, would be also great. But I think parents play a very vital role here. If they're able to educate the children at the right time, communicating the do's and don'ts and the things which are okay and not okay. It may also come across as the good touch and the wrong touch, not okay touch. So it's very important to educate these things before they go ahead and hear something, because children are curious, inquisitive. So if you educate them, if you inform them, if you respect their curiosity, I'm sure they know where to go. They know whom to come back and talk to. So that's something which I personally feel that we may not have all the time, because parents have their own goals as well. However, it's important to have that little conversation. I call it as more a private, personal, confidential conversation. Maybe that could be a good way to check in with your children.
Sure. So, Paris, we are already running late.
Yeah.
So we are on the border of a session now. So people, thank you so much for your patience. And If you have more queries and questions, you can always write it to us at info@theprofessional.com. I have mentioned it. The email address is there, very much available on the website. Sorry, on the screen right now. Um, so for more knowledge seeking session and updates from our team, please follow us on our Facebook page and Insta handle, that is Mental Strength Professional. At the same time, you can also go ahead and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Our YouTube channel is Paris. Like today, whatever, a very important topic that we discussed, remember, communication is a key here. So if you have any problems, please go ahead, address the problem and start the conversation. So you can always, like you mentioned, if you have queries, you can reach us. You can visit our website, www.mentorstrengthprofessional.com, or you can also get in touch with our team. Our contact number is 8260 It is mentioned there on the screen. So thank you so much for your patience, everyone. We apologize for the interruption in between, but we look forward for another wonderful session. Next week, we would be going live on Wednesday. So thanks for your support. Thanks for your suggestions. We would love to hear more and more from you. So Paris, before we go ahead and close this session, can we hear a last remark from you?
Okay. So first of all, thank you, Ekta, for being here in this journey with me, and thank you for supporting me with this whole technology going haywires. But and also, audience, thank you so much for being with us and bearing with us with this whole disturbance. I would like to just leave you with one quote, and it's very close to my heart because I grew up with this feeling always that children learn more from what you are than what you teach them. So that's something which I leave it to you today with this evening to ponder upon. And I thank you, everybody, and namaste, everybody. Thank you for being here, and I look forward to see you next week. Cheers for now.
Thank you, everyone. Namaste. Bye-bye. Take care.